So, can I ask, how are you feeling these days? I mean, we're moving into fall. This past weekend, officially there. The, the temperatures are changing. We haven't had the air conditioner on for days. I'm sitting outside, the breeze is great. The leaves are soon going to be changing. As a matter of fact, as I drove through the mountain today, there was this one tree that was gorgeous. It was red, bright, and beaming. I mean, life is always in motion. So, how are you moving with it and through it? There's so many ways that we can experience life right now: fear, apprehension, uncertainty, joy, welcomed, misunderstood, tired, weary, angry, mad, confused, and grateful. But there's so many others. There's so many feelings that we could and often do feel. And sometimes a combination of several of them all to get mixed in at one time. So what do we do with all that we're feeling? I mean, sometimes we hesitate to share what we're feeling. Not sure how folks might respond, how we can share with folks who will get it. I mean, sometimes we feel alone in what we're feeling. Actually, recently I've spoken with folks who shared their aloneness in feeling. One friend shared their anxiety and angst and feeling for years that they never shared. And in that season, I would have never guessed it. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Others have shared broken relationships with those that they love, don't know how to repair or restore, or if they want to, don't know who they can share with about it. Another now in a fearful relationship where they once experienced love. Many who are fearful with the violence all around us and don't know how to share so that they will be understood. So they're hesitant. They hold it in, and the feelings can just bind them. For me, there's always one who I know will be with me. No matter what I'm feeling, always welcomed, always understood. John 11:33 in the Amplified Translation says this: when Jesus saw her sobbing, and the Jews who had come with her also, he was deeply moved in spirit, to the point of anger at the sorrow caused by death, and was troubled. Wow. Really? When I read this about Jesus, I simply pause and breathe in deeply, for I have found a safe space in him, a welcome space. No judgment, all understanding, recognition, even without many words. There's such a deep connection. The voice says, John 11:33 this way: when Jesus saw Mary's profound grief and the moaning and the weeping of her companions, he was deeply moved by their pain in his spirit and was intensely troubled. Jesus was observant, attentive, paid attention, was intuitive, compassionate, open, caring, kind, hopeful, supportive, loving, tender, full of emotions himself. The Passion says it this way: when Jesus looked at Mary and saw her weeping at his feet, and all her friends were with her, grieving, he shuddered with emotion and was deeply moved with tenderness and compassion. So, I'm wondering, can I be that open? How can I be more attentive? Can I develop more sensitivity? What will it take for me to really look at others and to look within? How can I create a welcoming spirit? Can I get out of my own stuff enough to connect with others and what they are experiencing? In all that's going on, can I let go of some of my own stuff too? To become more observant, to be more attentive to others, to sensitize myself and pay more attention, to deepen my intuitiveness, to share compassion more freely, to be open to others, to simply be caring and kind and hopeful, to get myself out of the way so that I can become more supportive and loving and tender. Can you imagine what a difference it would make if we could be this for one another now, today? Pray with me. Loving and compassionate God, we are yours, your beloved. We see so beautifully how Jesus was attentive and in the moment and was compassionate and welcoming, not demeaning of somebody's feelings or expressions, not saying, get over it, but being moved by their deep emotion, to be moved by what they were experiencing and what they were expressing, to want to be present with them. May we become more like that. There's so many around us who are hurting, who are fearful, who are afraid to share, some who are feeling alone and isolated. How can we be attentive? How can we be sensitive? Teach us. May the Spirit fill us in such a way that we'll ooze your love and grace to all your kids. Thank you for loving us enough to love others. Amen. Kathy, now we invite you to work with us through another breath practice. They enrich us, and then that allows us to enrich others. Thanks, my friend.
Thich Nhat Hanh was a Buddhist monk who helped us understand how breathing affects our state. And he talks about how our center is really below the belly button. So just press in there a second, about an inch below the belly button. Press in there. And now as you inhale, feel that expand. And then as you exhale, feel the lower abdominals contract. Inhale to your center. Exhale. Keep that slow rhythm going. And maybe your finger is still on your lower abdominal area. And whatever emotion you feel during the day, know that the emotion is way up at the top in our heads, but that you can come down here below the belly button and return to your center, doing that deep, deep inhale and exhale. Thanks for practicing with me.